You know, when I first climbed in the cab of a big rig over 25 years ago, all I had was paper map in one hand and a CB in the other hand, and a whole lot of road ahead of me. No GPS, no ELD, just determination and a whole lot of diesel fuel. Fast forward to today, trucking seems like a whole nother world. Some changes have been for the better and some not so much. One thing's for sure, the road will teach you something new every day. In this video, we're going to take a little trip through time, comparing the way things used to be with what it's like today. So y'all stick with me through this comparison, and I think we'll both learn a lot today. Welcome to the channel, guys. I'm Marty. This is Marty's Southeast Trucking. Let's dive in. I just got to show you all this. In my rearview mirror there, you can see my trailer. And back there at the back, there's a guy opening up a trailer. I got to back up to that trailer, and we're going to unload the windows from my trailer into that trailer. This ought to be fun. Well, we're about to unload all of this into this. We've got to unload all these. It's 318 pieces. All these are windows. We have to carefully transport from here into there. Oh boy. Let's start with some of the more obvious changes. I think the most obvious change is we've gone from map books to GPS to trucker GPS, ELDs. A lot of the technological changes that have come to this industry is really quite amazing to me, because when I started, I would have to pull over on the side of the road, thumb through a map book of 47 pages of tiny lines that was mostly spiral bound and at some points held together with duct tape. Had that map book a long time. Went through a lot of cities and states with that map book. But I got used to it. I got used to planning out my trips, and I got used to planning out where I was going to stop and where I would be next. I got used to that stuff, and then, you know, more technology starts coming in with GPS that'll plan your route in a matter of seconds. I'll have to admit, that took some time to get used to. When you think about it now, it's really beneficial in a lot of ways. There's, you know, GPS still has its flaws also. Like when you get to a dead-end road and it says you've reached your destination and you're in the middle of the woods somewhere. We've all been there. Or when it's telling you to make a U-turn, you can't make a U-turn where you're at, but the GPS is telling you to. But for the most part, the GPS has been a great thing. It's really gotten away from the map book. So that's I would have to list that as a positive change in the industry to a certain extent, because I'll explain. I got used to planning my routes and planning my stops and planning my fuel and planning everything, but now it's gotten to where I just put my destinations in the GPS, and whenever I need fuel, I just stop and get fuel. I don't plan as much as I used to, and that's been a little difficult for me to jump on board with. As a seasoned driver, it's taken me a little bit longer. I've been told I'm set in my ways. That may be true, but I still love the job. I still love what I'm doing, and I'm trying to jump on board with all these changes. Since we're talking about the GPS, let's go ahead and open up that can of worms with the ELDs. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings about the electronic log system. You know, I was on paper logs for a long time. I always had plenty of loose leaf paper logs. I could run how I wanted to run. I learned through the years of how to manage a log book or two, sometimes maybe. Anyway, when the ELD came along, that was something else that I had a lot of trouble jumping on board with. When I got used to the ways of the ELD, and I got used to how it keeps such good track of your driving and your hours and your times, and it's warnings that let you know, hey, you got to stop for a 30-minute break, or you know, things like that. I've come to be okay with it. I've come to like it. I guess it's out of laziness, maybe, because I don't have to spend so much time on my logbook. Now, the GPS that a lot of companies use that's on the tablet, I'm sure this varies company to company, but the one I've got can't be trusted at all. It'll have you going in circles for days. I have to rely on my Rand McNally trucker's GPS. But as far as the ELD goes, and keeping logs and keeping up with your times and things like that, it's been beneficial. Once again, just something that I have trouble accepting, I guess. Being set in my ways and all. But I use my ELD every day. I've learned how to manage it and how to let it manage me, I guess would be a better way to put it. So I guess we'll chalk that up to a beneficial thing as well. I wanted to save the big thing for last. This is maybe a bit controversial. I've seen across other channels people talking about this very same subject, but I'm gonna put it out there anyway, because I think it matters. I think it matters a lot. And one thing that I can say that I don't like and can't get on board with is, when I started 25 plus years ago, there was a rapport among truck drivers. There was a brotherhood, if you want to call it that. I can tell you this: if you were at a truck stop 25 years ago and you raised your hood, there would probably be 3, maybe 4 or 5 other truck drivers come over there to see what you were doing or if you needed any help. These days, you could be on the side of the road and nobody will stop. If you're at a truck stop and you lifted your hood, nobody would come over to help you. Now, there are some occasions when you find another seasoned driver like myself that will see a hood up and go see what's going on. See if there's anything that I could do to get those wheels rolling again. Every trucker 25 years ago knew that we were all out here for the same reason. We're all out here to make money to support our families. And if those wheels aren't turning, you're not making a dime. So we would lend a hand whenever we could. And I'm real disappointed in a lot of today's drivers. There's a lot of young people out there that it's every man for himself. Where did the brotherhood go? Where did the camaraderie go? Where did the rapport go? What happened to us out here? I've seen a lot of changes in this industry over the last 25 years, and I think that's the one that bothers me the most out of all of it. I've helped out a lot of drivers, and I've had a lot of drivers help me. But these days, it's rare. It's very rare. I've seen people having trouble backing their truck into a parking spot at a truck stop, and other drivers sit in their cabs and laugh at them. I had trouble backing up when I was younger. I had a lot of trouble backing up. I had things I had to learn 25 years ago, and I had people that helped me. I didn't get to where I am in this industry without help. So I try to repay that when I can. If I'm in a truck stop, sure, I'll help somebody get in a space. Like I said, this may be a very controversial subject, but it's one that bothers me. And people pulling into truck stops and just parking anywhere they want to park and blocking people in. I was blocked in this morning, couldn't get out. I had to go tap on the driver's door, and he came to the door, and luckily he didn't give me too much problem. He had some attitude about it, young guy. But we didn't do that stuff back then. So yeah, that part bothers me. And I know this video is running a little bit long, but I feel like it's something I need to put out there, that if we could just better ourselves in that area, all the rest of it's cake, guys. We can deal with ELDs, we can deal with GPSs, even all the cameras that they put in these trucks these days. That's ridiculous, in my opinion. Now, I'm okay with the front-facing camera, that protects you, but when they've got a camera facing me, I don't trust that. I guess that's the old truck driver in me, and I've gone out of my way during this video to not call myself an old truck driver. But I've been told I am. I've been told I'm set in my ways, and I like to think of myself as a seasoned driver. Oh man, the things I've seen come and the things I've seen go, I guess I'm just hanging on my seat, waiting for the next fad to come along. I don't know. But that's what I wanted to talk about with these changes that have gotten into this industry. Of course, you're going to have the same stuff with dispatchers. You're going to have the same problems with shippers and receivers. That's an age-old thing that's not going to change. That's been around since trucking began. But the other stuff, guys, we can do better. Let's do better. Let's lend a hand when we can. I don't think this industry will ever be what it once was. But that's for another video. I know this one's running long, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this one here. But if you'd like to talk more about this, let me know in the comments. Drop me a message in the comments, and we'll cover it in another video. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you'd like to see more of these trucking videos, make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button. And until the next one, y'all stay safe and keep the wheels rolling.